Alright guys, welcome to waterfall country in the Brecon Beacons, Wales, and if you can tell by the backdrop, autumn is very much on our doorsteps, and that means the leaves are falling off the trees, and it opens up an interesting opportunity for some astro photographs, or kind of astro photographs. I'll explain in a second. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the water, but I was here 2 years ago in autumn, and just like now, hopefully you can see in the background, the light of the sun shines through and causes these beams in front of the waterfall. And at that time, I thought to myself, I wonder if you could do that with the moon. Okay, hopefully you can hear me a bit better now, but I really wanted to try a similar thing with the moon, and so a few months later I went back there when the moon would be in the right place, and it would be a nice big moon because I wanted the moon to be bright enough to cause the rays. But it wasn't happening because it was deep into spring and there were so many leaves on the trees that the light of the moon just wasn't getting through, and it just wasn't really happening. So I decided that I would go back in autumn when the leaves had started falling off the trees, and so I waited and I went back in autumn, and the light was pretty strong and pretty good and it was getting through the trees, but there just wasn't enough water flowing, so there was no mist in front of the waterfall to catch the light and cause the rays. So I knew that I'd have to go back before the leaves had started coming back on the trees and after a bit of rainfall. And all of that had to occur around a similar time to the full moon. And eventually I got the shot. It was third time lucky. I got these moon rays in front of the waterfall, and it was really one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I don't know if it's because I had waited so long to see it, but it was really like something out of Lord of the Rings. It was one of the most stunning things I've ever seen. So here I am. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try some different waterfalls and a new idea as well. Okay, so I'm just heading to another waterfall that I think will be good for moonlit rays. So I need to find the patch of sky that's clear where the moon is going to pass into, try and work out what angle I want it to be at. Alright, so this is Sgrwydysaf Clean Gwyn in the Brecon Beacons, and there's a nice patch of clear skies just up there. And I know that that's facing west because 10 minutes ago I spotted the sun through the trees, and then I loaded up the app Stellarium, and Stellarium told me that the sun was perfectly south. So then it was very easy for me to work out the cardinal directions, and I know now that I need a pretty big moon in the western skies, pretty high, west northwest, and that way the moonlight will catch the mist in front of the waterfall here, and hopefully we'll get some nice moon rays. And one more waterfall, but I'm hoping to do something a little different here, not just moon rays, but I'm hoping to get the moonlight hitting the waterfall directly so that we get a moonbow, which is essentially a rainbow but with moonlight instead of sunlight. But Alright, so I've just been using photo pills to work out where I need the moon to be, and it needs to be quite high in the west, almost northwest, at least 10 to 20 degrees. So that's going to cut my options down quite a bit. And furthermore, the waterfall is not flowing that impressively right now. There's not a great deal of mist, so I know I'm going to need some serious rainfall just before I come and try and do this shot. So everything's got to come together. I need a good bit of rainfall just before a nice big gibbous moon or full moon that's quite high in the west as it sets. But I really want to get that moonbow because I still haven't photographed a moonbow.
So I had all the information that I needed. It was now just a matter of waiting for all of the conditions to fall into place.
So everything was looking quite promising. Got a nice big gibbous moon that set in sort of slightly in the northwest, and there was clear skies forecast pretty much all night. And it's November, so there's not many leaves on the trees. But unfortunately, in the west, as you can see, some really thin, hazy clouds. So it's dimming the moon. The moon's not shining as bright as it should be. I'm not sure how much worse it's going to get. And the moon itself is going to dim anyway as it gets closer to the horizon, because it's going to be shining through more of Earth's atmosphere. So my hope levels have sort of come plummeting down a little bit, but at least it'll be nice to get down there and see if the moon, you know, gets into the right place in the gorge, if it needs to be slightly higher or slightly more northwest. So even if we don't get the shot, still learn something that gets us closer to getting the shot, if it's even possible at all. Firstly, the moon just really isn't that bright. Like, it's really getting softened by that cloud now. The light's just really not making it through, but at least now I know exactly where it needs to be. It's in the right place right now. I've taken a note from photo pills of the direction and the elevation, the altitude above the horizon. And even though we've had quite a lot of rain this past week or two, the waterfall's really not gushing like it can do. It's actually quite tame, but there's not a great deal of mist. I'm quite surprised. So I know where the moon needs to be. Conditions in the sky need to be crystal clear, and we really need to have a lot of rain like the day before or 2 days before. The shot's going to be very difficult to get. Attempt number 2, and at the moment it's a case of the weather being wildly wrong, because, well, the moon has completely disappeared now, just been swallowed up by cloud. I don't know, it is moving pretty quick, so it might clear up. I've got about a window of opportunity that lasts about an hour, so I'm going to stick around. Hopefully it starts breaking up in the west, but damn it. Okay guys, it is attempt number 3, and hopefully it'll be third time lucky. In terms of the moon phase, it's 1 day before full, so it doesn't really get much brighter, and the set position is pretty damn northwest, so it should get the light up the gorge, and there's not much leaves on the trees because it is December. Sadly though, there's a bit of cloud on the horizon, so I'm going to get rolling pretty quickly because I don't want to miss this. The cloud's really rolling in, but I'm hoping it doesn't stick around. Anyway, there's been a lot of rainfall. I mean, it hasn't stopped raining for the past 3 days, and it literally stopped in the middle of this night. A few hours ago it started clearing up. Yeah, so the moon is good, rain is good, weather might let us down. Wish me luck. the sky is just completely covered in cloud now. It's completely overcast, and you stick it out for an hour and hope there's a gap in the clouds and the moon shines through, but everything else is perfect. Ooh, got a little bit, it's like off to the right. I'm not at the right angle, but I can't go any further because the river is really fast. There's definitely signs. Sorry guys, but I gotta move, and I'm gonna leave the vlog camera behind to get the shot. Guys, everything is soaking. My cameras are soaking, I'm soaking. But I got it, I can just see it with the naked eye. Look. Damn it. There it is. A moonbow. Woo! Yes! So I'm shooting at f2.8, 10 seconds, ISO 3200. It's looking good. Oh man, oh yes, it's gone full. I need a better composition, guys. And I want to get in the river and get some of these. I want to try and get some of these rapids, the white rapids. Pretty safe. Oh, I can't believe it, guys. It's actually possible from this waterfall, and I can see it with my naked eye. This feels so good. Oh, just gotta be careful. Gotta be careful of this river. I really don't want to fall in. But I've got to get lower to get these rapids.
So this was perhaps my favourite of the landscape orientated shots, and although I could see it with the naked eye, the human eye is not very good at perceiving colour at night, so to me it was just white, but the camera obviously picks up all of the colours that you would expect to find in a rainbow. This was probably my favourite of the portrait orientated shots, although I feel that it's very difficult for the viewer to understand that this image was taken at night. So perhaps this image was better because it squeezes in a bit more of the sky and you can see some stars in the sky, and that kind of confirms that this image was taken at night and this is a moonbow and not just a normal rainbow. But let me know in the comments below, which of the shots do you guys think is the best? I'd really love to know. And before you leave, make sure you hit subscribe, because now I've got to go back and get the moon rays at the other waterfall that I showed you.